I would like to forward these two questions to Ms. Jane Coffin from ISOC. ISOC is also a contributing partner for WSIS, and we appreciate and thank you for the contribution. Now, these two questions are, number one, why are capacity building efforts key to growing the internet? And question number two, what is ISOC doing to support capacity building in order to grow the internet? Yes, please.
Thank you, Dr. Hassan. And I just want to thank ITU, UNESCO, UNDP, and others, and just say all protocols observed so that I'm on target with that. We believe that capacity building efforts are critical to growing the internet. We've seen a formula for success that we've observed over the years, which involves listening to and working with local, regional, and global experts to expand human networks for knowledge exchange, capacity building, and e-learning. To promote a strong local internet ecosystem and to build that internet infrastructure and content and services, human capacity building is essential. We all know that human people build the technical networks. I often tweet out, the human nets build the net nets. So we need to strengthen those human networks and technical networks together. We have to invest in human capacity development to build a bigger and better internet for socioeconomic development. At the meta level, to echo some of the comments from colleagues on before, capacity building is needed for job creation as well. That will bring wider prosperity and stability and the chance to be creators and not just consumers in the global digital economy. For example, with respect to accessing content infrastructure, we believe the following are needed, and I have a little list here for you. Network operators with advanced technical training and skills to deploy those networks. We work with small operators, and we've learned this over the last 28 years. Train technical experts who understand network architecture, which means routing the traffic on the internet, networking and interconnection to ensure efficient and effective traffic exchange. And anyone and all providers using an IXP internet exchange point should have training to understand both the technical and economic aspects of interconnection and traffic exchange. We do this training extensively with partners, and so this has been something we've observed. Data centers, where a lot of our content is stored in countries, those staff need to, in order to meet and anticipate market demands, in competition, we need to have those the people trained so that state-of-the-art international data centers can be located in countries and provide 24/7 professional services. Hosting providers who provide up-to-date services also need that training, including email, folks that are doing email, to prevent and mitigate incoming spam and outgoing spam. So that's a security-related issue for the networks. Training on community networks. These are local networks that are being built to connect the unconnected. Very critical now during the time of COVID, where we've seen the gaps. So those local people need to have build, operate, and transfer technology experience. And so there needs to be training there. And we focus on local training to train people. We never want to be a single point of failure as a partner. So it really is about local knowledge transfer, as some of the colleagues have mentioned. And training on policy and regulatory issues for some of those experts, because it's a mix now where we need to have more hybrid training, not just on the technology. People have to know how to deal with their policymakers and regulators for success. And I'd say more generally, building the next generation of internet champions is critical. It's important that they're aware of and understand and embrace the open internet model. This will be key to ensure future growth of the internet and benefits for everyone. We've noticed that the emerging generation does need to master this hybrid expertise, the mix of technology and policy skills to be most effective. And our community has shown us that individuals are more effective if they're embedded in that interdisciplinary network gathering of policy, technology, academic, and technical profiles. And so I'll leave you with that, but these are some of the things we've learned over the last years.
Thank you very much, Jane. If I can just ask a bit more on this, do you think the governments and the countries around the world, are they responding well enough to give enough allocation to develop facilities to support this? What is your view on this?
That's a wonderful question, Dr. Hassan. I think in the past, perhaps not as much. They've done a great job trying. I used to work for government, so I'll say But often in the past, the ministries of communication and the regulatory bodies were somewhat siloed. They were working to get technology out to make sure there was more competition. What we're seeing with COVID is the need for communication across ministries, across bodies in government, both at the global, regional, and local level, to have better communication. We have kids offline, as Dr. Oliveira said. If we start to talk across the ministries of communication and education, across the ministries of health and education, we're going to see more progress. It really means an all-of-government approach to building a bigger, better internet, which is that foundation, yes, and then to build on top of that so that the government agencies can work collaboratively together. It's not just cooperation, but collaboration to build more infrastructure. And I'll say again, it's the human networks that need to talk to each other as well as the technical networks.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Jane, for the